All right, guys, I'm going to take you behind the scenes right here and show you exactly how to plan 90 days of content in order for you to reach your financial goals. This is going to be a very simple example. I'm going to try to give you simple illustrations in order for you to make it happen as well. So the goal is to make $2,000 per month. The offer is going to be a digital product. Okay. One thing that I've learned early on is that with the goals, what I like to do with my goals is that I like to set a good, better, and best goal. Meaning that instead of just having one figure at $2,000, let's say I make $1,500. I might feel disappointed because I didn't make 2,000, which was my target. So I like to set 3 levels of goals. That way, even if I make like 1,000, that's my good goal. And then my better goal would be 1,500, and then my best would be 2,000. Okay, so that way, even if I make 1,000, I still reached a good goal. So I'm going to have my good goal for 1,000. Basically, that's the minimum that I want to make. Then my better is going to be 15. And then this is going to be my best. Okay. So I like to have that range. My offer is going to be a digital product. And that offer, I want to price it at around $100. It's actually going to be $97 because in marketing terms, it's better to price it at 97 than 100, okay? Because in psychology, it shows that it's less than $100. So it's a lot easier for people to want to invest $97 than to invest a full $100, okay? Once I know what my offer is going to be, then I will know what my content themes are going to be. Okay, when it comes to your content, you want to know which platform you want to focus on. The 2 platforms that I would recommend are YouTube and Instagram for 2 different reasons. If you're in for the long game and slow but steady and sustainable, YouTube would be your platform. If you want faster but you have to be more involved, then Instagram is the platform for you. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 scenarios on what content to post and also where to find your content ideas. Okay, so the strategy on YouTube and why I like this platform better is that posting 1 video per week is the general consensus, the general recommendation. 1 video per week and you're good. On IG, the general consensus is 3 pieces of content per week. So 3 per week. And these have to be different. These should be 1 carousel, 1 reel that is more like talking head, where you talk directly to the camera, and 1 B-roll type reel. Okay, where you don't even need to have your own voice on that reel. It could just be text on the screen, and that's perfectly fine. So these 3 pieces of content per week. If you can handle that, great. If you cannot, then IG is probably not the platform for you because IG requires you to do more than just 1 per week if you want to be relevant, if you want to stay relevant on the platform. YouTube, on the other hand, just 1 video per week. You don't even have to post on the community tab, but I'm going to post content on the community tab as well. Okay, but 1 video a week is perfectly fine. Okay, so now that I know what my strategy is going to be in terms of my content frequency, I get to decide, okay, what type of content I'm going to post. What am I going to talk about every single day or at least once a week, like on YouTube, for the next 3 months. What I have to figure out is what the digital product is going to be about. And this is where I'm going to take another piece of paper to break it down even further for you. So the idea is that you have to reverse engineer the process. The end goal is for your audience to purchase your digital product. Okay, that is the end goal. Digital product at $97, and you want 20 per month. Okay, we're just going to keep it simple. It's not going to be exactly $2,000, but that's overall what we're looking at. 20 per month, which is 5 per week. Okay, 5 sales per week at $100, at $97. That's the end goal. All right. In order for this to happen, you will need to do certain things before the sale can happen. What are some of these things? Mostly your free content. Okay, we're going to keep it simple. We're not going to look at the email strategy, like going from free content to freebie, then to digital product through a funnel, which would be a more sophisticated, but at this time, we're not looking at that. That would be a more passive way to build your business, which is great. But it also requires a big audience, because you need to have a lot of people on your list. So we're going to go straight from free content to your paid offer, because it is a digital product that is not at a very elevated price. We are going to sell it and promote it straight from our free content. If it was a coaching program, something at $1,000, then from free to your offer might require a few more steps. Okay, maybe email marketing and things like that, like maybe doing a free event, like a master class or a challenge, just to prime your audience a little more. But because this is a $97 product, we don't need to do all of that. From free to this is a pretty smooth path. I'm not saying that everybody will buy, obviously not, but it's not as hard of a sell than something that is $2,000 and more. So free content here on YouTube or IG, you get to decide which platform you want to choose. Now, because we know what our digital product is going to be about, we will then naturally know what the free content is about. It has to be aligned. Okay, let's say that my digital product is teaching you how to lose weight in 3 months, like maybe lose 10 pounds in 3 months without cutting out fast food. Okay, that's my digital product. My free content has to talk about similar things. It has to be aligned. My free content has to talk about weight loss. My free content has to talk about nutrition. My free content has to talk about all the fact that you can lose weight, but without having to deprive yourself from all the guilty pleasure that you like ice cream or fast food maybe once a week or things like that, right? So that's naturally aligned with your paid product. Your free content has to be aligned with your paid product. If my digital product is about that weight loss process, my free content shouldn't be about travel or about, exercise, if that's not covered in my digital product. Okay, so what is your digital product about? And then you can reverse engineer to figure out what your free content is going to be about. And now figuring out what the ideas for your free content are, there are different ways to do this. And they're all very simple and easy. One, look at what others in your niche are doing. So I'm looking at other health coaches, for example. What are they talking about? And what is their audience responding to? Chances are my audience is going to respond to the same content as well. You can also poll your audience. If you already have an audience, you can post a poll on your community tab on YouTube or do stories on your IG, like on polls on your stories, or if you're even if you're using Facebook, right? You can use these tools that platforms have in order for you to get a sense of what your audience wants. You can also ask AI like ChatGPT. Now, the only caveat on this one is that although this is a great tool, you want to be able to feed that tool, to feed AI with the right information. So no generic questions to ChatGPT, or else it's going to feed you back generic questions or generic answers. Sorry. So you have to know exactly what are the challenges of your ideal client. What are they struggling with? Say that to ChatGPT. Say who your audience is, what their problems are, what they really desire, what they're struggling with, and then you can say, "Can you give me 100 ideas for YouTube video?" The good news about YouTube, again, like we said here, is that you only need four videos per month. That's it. So ask ChatGPT to give you a lot of ideas, and then you can trim. But you have to ask ChatGPT based on who your audience is. Okay, very, very specific questions based on your audience. How specific, the more specific you are about your audience, the better the answers you will get from AI. Okay, so these are different ways you can come up with content ideas. When it comes to YouTube, now that we have this, we have the goal, we have the offer, we have the content, we have the themes, because we got them from other people in our niche, from our audience directly, and from AI, right? And so another tool that you can also use, by the way, is like Ask the Public. I think that's the name of it. I usually don't like to use that tool because unlike ChatGPT, at least the last time I saw it, you don't have this element. You cannot go specifically, this is my audience, what they're struggling with, what their desires are, their demographics, their psychographics, where they live, blah, 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 all of that, and then give me answers. I believe that Answer the Public is generic. It's like top questions about content marketing, top questions about weight loss, right? And so it's like, it's very generic. It's top questions about weight loss, but it's not specific questions for the person who needs this digital product. So where you get your ideas, be very careful where you get them from. The best one, obviously, is getting the specific people, your audience, getting their opinion, because they're the ones who will buy this. So they need to tell you what they want you to talk about in your free content. Okay, so that's just a little side note. But now that we have our ideas that we gathered from these tools, we can now go into our schedule and decide on, okay, what am I going to post every day or once a week? Different types of content that you can post. On YouTube, yes, just that one video is good enough. However, there are other types of content that you can post on your community tab, and I'm going to share some ideas with you. And this is where I like to color code my content because I like to keep things organized. So, for example, this is going to be on YouTube. And the beauty of this is that you're going to use the same type of post every single week. It's going to be the same. It's going to be your template. All right. So let's say that every Mondays you are going to post a promotional, not a promotional post. You're going to upload Mondays is going to be your video. Okay. Once a week, that's your video. On Tuesdays, let's say you're going to have a promotional post. Choosing green for money. Tuesdays, you're going to have a promotion of your digital product. Okay, this is on your community tab. I'm going to put it right here. So this is the only thing that you put on your feed, right? This is your video, but everything else is going to be on your community tab. I'm going to put this. So this is optional. Community tab. So it's optional. Now, it's optional, but the reason why it's still important and why I recommend you utilize those tools that the platform has made available to us is that you are increasing your chances of getting a sale when you talk about the product multiple times a week, rather than just having your video and talking about it once a week as a call to action at the end of your video. Like, you can have a great video and then encourage people to go and buy the product. That's great. You have to do that anyways. But when you have posts throughout the week and some of them are encouraging people to get the product, that increases your chance of making sales as well. Again, not mandatory, but because the tool is there available, it's free, and you can pre-schedule those in advance. Totally recommend you do that. Okay. So Wednesday, let's say on Wednesday is going to be a post. So it's similar to your video, but in a post format, in a written format. It could be a picture with some, like the highlights of your video, for example. So Wednesday, oops, that one doesn't work well. Let me switch to another color then. Let me get the red. It doesn't work well neither. Okay, Wednesday is going to be a post. All right. Wednesday is going to be a post, same topic as the video. It's basically another way to talk about, to repeat, to reiterate what you talked about on the video. Guess what is happening on Thursday? Yes, you've guessed it. Thursdays, we are promoting our offer. Why I like to promote the offer right after the video, for example, here on Tuesdays, is that after people watch that video, the next day, it will stir up something in them. It will stir up and remind them of the challenges that they are struggling with right now and that they want a solution. Well, guess what? You mentioned the solution in the video, but you also mentioned in the next day when that challenge is still bubbling in them. You are mentioning the solution so they can grab that solution already. Wednesday, you have a post, so it's valuable educational content similar to what you did on the video. And again, on Thursday, you're going to put your offer out there. You don't have to post every day, okay? But if you have to post anything, I would say go with a promotion post. What are we going to post on Friday? Something interesting that you could do on Fridays is a poll. Okay, remember I mentioned poll here. So because you have a YouTube channel, that means that you have an audience, okay? Whether you have 2 subscribers or 20,000 subscribers, you have viewers, okay? And they can answer your questions. These market research questions will allow you to create more free content. That is something that is relevant for your audience, all right? And then Saturday, you can choose to post something or you can choose not to, all right? So for example, in this example, Saturdays, I would say you can post behind the scenes or you can post nothing. It's up to you. Really, you don't have to. Again, you don't have to post any of these. They're optional. But if you were to post something, this is what I would recommend. And again, Sunday is a day of reflection, mostly for people who are going at a 9 to 5 the next day. You know, everybody's starting the new week, and that's when we think about our problems. Usually Sunday afternoon. Well, guess what? It's the perfect time to present your solution again. Sundays, promotion. Okay, so now that you have that, again, video, definitely, and then pick one of these days to promote. And then if you want to add more, then you can add more. I would say add maybe the poll because that's good information to have anyways. So then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to look at this template and put it back on my calendar. So every Monday is a video. Okay, so every Monday for the next 90 days is a video. Okay. You never have to second guess or to wonder what you have to post or what is it today, this week, or blah, blah, blah. No, it's the same. So fill out your calendar based on what you've decided for every single day. Once you've done that, now you can go back into what ChatGPT gave you, the polls gave you, and what other content creators are doing. And you can have a list of how many do you need right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 videos. Maybe ChatGPT gave you 50. Maybe you selected, I'm just going to make this up. Maybe from other content creators, you thought that 3 of those ideas were great. That you're like, oh man, I would like to do a video about that as well. Other YouTubers in your niche who have done great videos, and you're like, you know what? I should have my own spin on this video. And you're like, well, 3 of these videos I'm going to do with my own voice. Based on your market research, maybe your audience has suggested 1 video that you should do, okay? And the rest, how many did I say? 13. So that's 9. No, it's not. Yes, it is. 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes. 10, 11, 12, 13. I still count in French. So 9 ideas will come from ChatGPT, okay? This is just random numbers. It could be all of them from others, all of them from your poll, all of them from ChatGPT. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you want to have those ideas, okay? And so what you're going to do now is just fill in the blanks, just like you do a puzzle. That's how that's how I compare content creation and mapping out content to. It's just filling up of blanks. Is like putting together a puzzle. So now that we know all our videos from our market research, what others are doing, what your audience wants, and ChatGPT told us, well, guess what? Video 1, idea 1 here, idea 2 here, idea 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I miss something? Yes, I put 5 here. I need to put 5 right there. But now you see my point, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, idea 12, and idea 13. That's all you have to do. Come up with 13 ideas. And they are not even coming from you. They're coming straight from your audience, straight from ChatGPT, but very precise. It has to be based on your audience. And they're also coming from other YouTubers, other content creators, other coaches in your niche. That's all you have to do. That's how you map out, you fill out your content calendar for the next 90 days. Now, that's the basics, right? We said the least you can do is your video. Now, if you want to do your promotion, well, same thing. We said Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Same thing for every single week. Keep the pattern. That way you don't get confused, you don't get lost, you don't get overwhelmed, and you do not burn out because you know exactly what to do, when to do. And when that's the case, you can prepare in advance. You can batch your content. How do you batch your content? You pick one day where you have high energy. Maybe it's a morning, maybe it's a weekend, maybe it's the evening. You know the best time for you to do that. You are going to try to batch at least 2 videos in one setting. That's the goal. Just like when you batch cook meals on the weekend for the week ahead and you make 2 or 3 dishes for the week so you don't have to cook during the week. Same principle. You're going to batch at least 2 videos in one setting. That way you're always at least 1 week early. So let's say today is Friday. Today I can batch the video 1 and I can also batch video 2. Next Friday, let's say I can only have 1 hour every Fridays at, let's say, from 10 to 11 a.m., where I have free time to work on this. That's like you can only work on your business on Friday mornings, and you have that 1 hour between 10 and 11 to batch your content. Well, guess what? You have 30 minutes per video, which is plenty of time if, with the bloopers and everything, to record a video that is going to be like 10 minutes at the end after editing and everything, right? So definitely doable. 1 hour to batch 2 videos. Okay. So on Friday the 3rd, we're batching video 1 and 2. On Friday the 10th, we're batching video 3 and 4. So when we're batching, then on the weekend, we are editing video 1. You're uploading it right here. You have that whole week to edit video 2. You schedule it. By the time the second week ends, you already have video 2 scheduled, right? So here you would already have video 3 and 4 filmed. Okay, maybe not edited yet, but at least it will be filmed. And then the more you do that, the longer you do that, the more time you will have because you are batching. And also when you have times when you can batch, like Black Friday right here, the 28th, you're with family and everything. That's a day, for example, you can't work. Maybe it's your birthday. By the way, my birthday is November 19th. Or Christmas Day, right? Maybe you're taking that whole week off. Maybe you're taking the whole week of Thanksgiving off, right? It's okay to take time off, again, because you need to rest and because sometimes you don't feel like filming. And that's why batching is so important. So if we add it up, you have 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. And again, that's the slow way. That's just 2 videos per week, but it makes a huge difference. 9 and 10, and then we have 11, 12, and then 13. So in a month and a half, you would have all your 90 days of videos batched. You have 1 week to edit every video, the whole week, except for the first video. You only have a weekend. But then you have a month and a half left for the rest. You can just chill and see people buy your product. All right, my phone just died halfway through my sentence, but what I wanted to close with is that now you've seen how you can make $2,000 per month, or even $1,000 a month, or $1,500 a month, depending on your goal, by using a simple content plan, starting with your goal, then going to your offer, and then go into your content. Use the process, very simple. 1 post a week if you're choosing YouTube. If you want to do Instagram, then a little more. But there's a reason why I love YouTube, right? But do and repeat the same thing every single week. Mondays, what are you doing on Mondays, on Tuesdays, Wednesdays? And stick to that script. Make sure you know exactly where to find your ideas, polling other coaches, other people in your niche, and AI as well. But be very, very careful with AI because you have to feed it the right information. And then if you want to stay ahead and be able to take some time off, make sure you batch your videos. I showed you that even if you were to batch 2 videos in one setting, just once a week, take 1 hour every single week just for batching these 2 videos. You'll be done in a month and a half. You will be done with all of your content. All you have to do is edit, or even outsource the editing if it takes you forever. If it takes you more than a week to edit a video, outsource it. Okay, if it takes you just a day or 2, I guess you can do it. But really, the idea is that I don't want you to burn out. Keep it very simple. Know where to post your content, know what to post, and make sure that it's aligned with your paid offer, which in our example was a digital product. Now you see how easy or simple it can be to make $1,000, $1,500, or even $2,000 per month with the right content that is aligned with that paid offer. If you have a simple plan, it's easy to execute. You have to execute, okay? This is key. You need to execute. You have the plan. Don't just keep it in your head. make sure you execute. What expertise are you going to share? Where are you going to find your clients? Which one is the best business idea that you need to pursue? And how do you make sure you can make that much money if you're starting from scratch, if you don't have an audience yet? If you need help with that, check out the link in the description of this video where you'll be able to get more information, more details about the program, and you'll be able to join us. And I hope I'll see you inside. Bye.